You know that feeling when you take a big, full, deep breath? Everything releases at once. Sun-kissed grasses and baby blue skies appear, with birds singing overhead, and the air smells like a summer day after a rain, and all is perfect. Meditation is like taking a deep breath with every cell in your body. It connects us to our soul and our true self. Silence is a rare and elusive gem, and through it we gain peace of mind, a calm nature, and a connection to the spiritual dimension and all the love that is waiting for us there. 7 Weeks to Silence is a meditation course, and it is the easiest meditation course you will ever take. No more grueling hours of attempting to go from chatter to silence in moments. You will be gently guided with colorful imagery into moments of silence that grow in length each week. Learn more at elizabethcatherine.com under Classes and Workshops. Begins March 4th, 2025. Welcome back to Self-Hypnosis for Healing. I'm Elizabeth Catherine, and today's session is on becoming your best self. So this is sort of an extended series that I've been doing for the past, I think it's been about 4 to 6 weeks. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, you can absolutely do this session on its own. But if you wanted to start the whole series, which is a little series on your life's path and checking in on where you're at on your life's path and sort of uncovering some of the goals and some of the purpose that you set up for yourself in this lifetime before you came to this plane of existence. So if you wanted to start from the beginning, I would recommend starting with the Healing Your Heart episode. So last week we sort of talked about affirmations and belief change, and maybe from more of a scientific point of view. And this week we're going to talk about it from more of a spiritual perspective. Because I think if you've been listening, you know that I do really like the science behind the way your brain works, and I'm really hoping to help everyone understand how their nervous system and their hormone system, their endocrine system, I always mess that word up, I don't know why, how they work with your senses and your brain to create experiences for yourself and lock in your belief patterns or your neural pathways and things like that. So I think all that's really important and really cool, and I love to learn about it, but I think there's also this big, huge spiritual component to changing your life and creating your life in your own vision. And I honestly don't think that the two are separate. I don't think there's this and there's that. I think they're actually all the same. I think our nervous system and our bodies and our endocrine system were designed to help support our spiritual growth, because that is why we are here. We're not here to do the daily grind, which has been what life has become about, but we're here to connect and love and grow as spiritual beings. As Wayne Dyer always loved to say, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. So when it comes to the spiritual world, you have sort of like a team of guardian angels, if you want to call it that, spirit guides, higher beings who are just really here to support you in this lifetime. And as I've said before, whenever I'll do like a little meditation at the end of our sessions. And you might hear me say things like, just know you are so loved, and, things like that. And that's because at the end of each session, I do a little meditation and I sort of ask my own guides, and I say, or I have like a team of guides that are working specifically with this project. really all the projects that I've ever done. It's the same team. And the goal of this team is to create more love and general good feelings on the planet, and help us to experience life on this planet as it was meant to be experienced, with a lot of love and compassion and understanding for each other, and to learn to bring those traits into our human beingness. And so when I do this connection at the end of each session, and I ask them, is there anything else that, I can add here to help them to, understand this concept or experience this session deeper, or is there anything you'd like them to know? And it's always just, you are so loved. And I really feel that, and I feel the love. I experience the love that there is for us from the other side. And it's just, the message is always that it's always there. You just have to connect to it. And you just have to remember, and you just have to ask for it. And so when we're talking about a belief change and creating a belief change for ourselves, and especially one that's, where we're aligning with our highest selves and really taking those steps toward the goals that we've set up for ourselves in this lifetime, like what we've been doing the last few weeks. And even if it's just anything you want, right? Anything you are working towards, they're going to be sort of leaving us a little trail of, little pebbles along the trail, little markers on the trail. You might be at a stop sign and you look up and you see like a literal street, sign on like a restaurant or something. And it might give you the answer to something that you've been questioning within yourself, or, a fleck of light. I remember, so I grew up really close with this Catholic priest. He was a good friend of our family's, and we used to go up to his lake house all the time. He was just pure joy. And I think he really was one of those people that was fully connected to that love that we're talking about. And his house in Wisconsin was a really special place for me. We'd go up every summer, spend the whole summer up there swimming, and your mom rings the bell for lunch, and you come up for lunch, and you kind of have to know what your bell sounds like, because everybody's mom will ring a bell when it's time for them to come up for lunch. It was like kind of one of those idyllic things that you only had in the 80s, because all the moms were still home. And I'm not saying that I think that's better or worse or anything. I'm just saying it was idyllic for us at the time. And so that house was a really special place for me. And when he passed away, it moved through a couple different owners, and the owners that ended up staying in that house for a long time, I was talking to them about it, and they let me come in and see the house and everything, and it was really nice. And they told me the story of when they found the house, and they'd been looking for a house up there, and the husband was out on his morning jog, and there was like a beam of light shining through the parkway, because it's like the houses are all on a beautiful parkway. I mean, I'm telling you, like, this is idyllic. There's like a parkway, like 10 houses, like maybe more. I think there's probably like 8 houses up either side. So like 16 houses share this big, luxurious front yard parkway where you play games like kickball and hide and seek, and it's really fun because you can hide behind all the trees. And my dog we had this gigantic Great Dane, and we used to, he wasn't allowed in the parkway, and so we'd go down to the lake, and he'd go down through the parkway, and he'd try to follow us, and he'd try to hide behind the trees, but like he was this huge dog. Like my friends would call him a cow. He was so big. So anyway, beautiful parkway. And so he's on this jog. Hope you're following me. I know I'm a little ADD today. And he sees this literal like beam of light shining through the trees, like how it is in the early morning, landing on the for sale sign for that home, and that ended up being their house. And so these are the ways that the guides help us, that your guardian angels, or your companions, whatever you want to call them. This is the way that they sort of help us fulfill our dreams and destinies, is they give us these little clues. They leave us these little golden nuggets for us to find. When you see it, you just sort of know if you're open to it. So just remember that there's two sides to this belief change. There's the physical, and then there's the metaphysical. And the two together can really create some strong belief changes. And you don't need both together. You really don't. You could just, you don't need to know how it works in your brain. But I think for me, I think it makes it stronger when I know that if I change this belief, it's going to change this chemistry in my body, or that how this chemistry in my body is helping me to change this belief. Sorry if there's a lot of planes and trains today. I record in a closet, and I normally close the door, but I've had this bad cold, so I'm kind of at the tail end of it, and then I get this, always when I get a cold, I get this asthma cough, and it's just like, if I don't have enough air, so I can't close my closet door today. But anyway, so just be aware that there is so much love out there for you from the other side. And also, if you sort of close your eyes, and this is all I do, is I close my eyes and I just sort of connect to that feeling of love. And I just sort of say, like, I ask for my team of guides and angels. And I'm just sort of like, okay, are you there? And then I just feel this pouring of love towards me. So as we're doing this session today, that's going to be one of the focuses, is that connection and that love that you feel from your team, and maybe from each other, as we all support each other in this work. Even though we don't know each other, we don't see each other, we can still hold space and love and support. And maybe it's even easier that we don't know each other, because, there's no complications there. We can just hold space for each other to grow and find that love and peace that we're here to find, and change into the people that we want to be. So this session will be some of that. We're going to envision our lives as we want them to be, and use that affirmation that we wrote last week. So if you didn't do last week's and you don't have an affirmation, you can go ahead and, just come up with an affirmation for yourself that has, a positive effect on something that you want to change in your life, okay? And the affirmation rules are: keep it positive, present tense. That's one that I think sometimes I forget. You keep it in the present tense. Don't say, I will have $1,000. You say, I have $1,000. Keep it to a goal that you believe you can achieve. So if you don't actually believe you can achieve $1,000, and take it down to something you believe you can achieve, 550, whatever it is, and then you just keep notching it up. So, and then that's it. So I hope it's a great session for you guys. And then after this, we're going to be moving on from our little life path series for a while. I've got a good sleep one I want to do, mostly for me, because as I keep telling you guys, I fall asleep to TV shows. I fall asleep to nice TV shows, so I feel like that kind of helps a little bit. But I definitely still fall asleep to TV shows, and I'm trying to kick the habit. So I'm going to try to trick my brain into falling asleep to hypnosis. So we're going to do that next week. So I hope you guys have a great week. I really appreciate everybody coming on, and please share this podcast if you're enjoying it. Please share it with as many people as you can. We are trying to grow, and I feel like if it helps you, hopefully it can help some other people, and hopefully we can sort of create more of this good feeling for other people. And the more people that feel good, the better people treat each other, right? Okay, so I will talk to y'all next week. Have a great one.